Alright, guys. Alright, guys. I was gonna try and use this mic for you guys, but then I'd have to record the audio on my computer and then, sync it up with the video on my phone, and I don't want to do that. So instead, we're gonna use my headphone microphone. Wow. I was looking through some content ideas for October because, it's spooky season coming up. My favorite season of all time. And as I was looking, I saw the idea for a Q&A, and I was like, you know what I never did? Introduce myself to all of you. Hi, my name is Grace Davis. I'm 19 years old. I dropped out of college. That's why my YouTube channel is called The College Dropout. No way. No freaking way, bro. No way, dude. No way, dude. So we're gonna do a Q&A so you guys can actually, learn who I am, maybe. Might be a good idea. All of these questions came from friends and family members through Instagram, through literally just writing it down on a paper when I see them, because I thought literally writing it down on a piece of paper when I see them. So these are all questions from family and friends, students, coworkers, etc. And they're questions for me. Whatever that question may be about, I don't know. Could be about me, could be about the universe in general. I'm not really sure. So, we're gonna go on this journey together. And at the end, we'll learn that it was about friendship all along. The true meaning of friendship. Okay, I'm gonna start with the first question. Why is Paula the coolest person ever? Thank you for the question, Paula. I don't know, Paula. Why are you the coolest person ever? I think that's a question for you to decide. Self-love, man. Self-love is the most important thing in this universe. Why are you the coolest person ever, Paula? Why are you the coolest person ever? You need to answer that question within yourself. You're just projecting, right? Right. Continuing on. Favorite dance style? Contemporary. I love contemporary because it is all up to interpretation and it looks different in every eye that is watching it. And I love that. I love that so much. Yeah. How old is your niece? My niece is going to be 2 years old in September. She's become a little mischievous. She has gotten to the point where sometimes if you tell her, you say, Haven, no, she'll do the little and look at you and be like, ooh, she's telling me no. Okay, I'll keep going. She's gotten very, very mischievous. And it's adorable, and I love it. Dream role. This was asked 3 times by 3 different people. I have a lot. My dream role, overall, if somebody came to me and asked, you can play literally whatever role you want, what role do you want to play? Dewey Finn. School of Rock is one of my favorite Broadway musicals of all time. I also just insanely admire Alex Brightman, because I also love Beetlejuice, but I mainly admire Alex Brightman because he brings all the fun onto the stage while also showing you the depth underneath the fun. And I love that. I absolutely love that. I love having one layer on the front, but you're still able to see the layer underneath. Art. So, absolute dream role of all time, if I could play whatever role I wanted to, Dewey Finn. Hello? If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? There's a lot of places I would like to live. I would like to live in California. I would like to live in Florida on a tiny beach where nobody knows me. I would like to live in England. I would like to live in Italy. There's a lot of places I would like to live. Right? This is a really hard question. I'm going to come back to it. Hold on, I have to text my mom back. I'm back. Favorite role I've ever played. This was asked by 2 people. Know that that's where I was. By the end of it, I think my favorite role that I have played would be Alice Beinecke in The Addams Family. The process of putting that show together was a long process, and behind the scenes was not great, personally, for me, inside my brain. Everybody else is fine. My brain was messed up at the time. She was the perfect blend of me as an actress, with comedy, but depth underneath. Alice Beinecke. She was so much fun, waiting, absolute party, could not breathe afterwards every time. I got to faint on stairs, I got lifted off a table, I got to crawl on a table. Absolutely lovely. Is Kenzie the best? Thanks for the question, Kenzie. Yeah, sure. Do you miss Kenzie? Thanks for the question, Kenzie. Yeah, sure. Sing Scuttlebutt. Thanks for the question, Kenzie. No. Yo mama. I'm not just saying this out of the blue. That is the next question. For the record, Katie is a lovely human. So when you say yo mama, best question I could ever get in my whole life. What is something you want to accomplish in this lifetime? There's a few things. This I know I've already done, but overall, my main goal in life is to make people smile. Aww. I absolutely love making people smile. It makes me feel warm inside. Whether that's laughing, whether that's just whatever, however they're smiling, as long as I was the person who helped to do that, I will feel warm inside, and I love that. But overall in my life, something I want to accomplish in this lifetime is to have a kid or person or whoever tell me that I am the reason they started acting. I absolutely love acting. Acting saved my life in a way. Being on stage saved my life in a lot more ways than one. And it showed me who I am now and gave me a gigantic family and community of people who I absolutely adore and that I know would be there for me any second of any day if I really needed it. And to have the chance to be able to give someone else that family, that community, that feeling of finding out who you are and being able to show other people that they can do the same, Lord, I would feel so accomplished if somebody said that I was the reason they started acting. They saw one of my performances and said, I need to do that. I would break down in tears then and there. How many tampons do you think you've used? I'll be so for real. I didn't use tampons for a long time. I was on pads for a long time in my life. Okay. What's your shoe size? Don't know why you need that question. It's 7.5. Okay. I'm a little scared, but that's okay. What made you want to pursue theater? I didn't know I was going to be pursuing it, per se. My very first role ever was a cinnamon tree in the Jungle Book. I didn't know cinnamon came off a tree. I thought it was a part they made up because they have to cast everybody in the production. But hey, at least I got a part. Ever since then, being on that stage, I had the most fun ever. I had like one line, and it was my favorite thing, saying my line and looking out and seeing my family smiling because I said my line in front of a giant room full of parents just coming to watch their kids and sit through a horrible production of The Jungle Book. What made me want to pursue theater was the feeling of making somebody smile based off of just if I can do something to make somebody smile, that's what I want to do. Who is your biggest inspiration? In life, like just life in general, my parents. Hands down. I know it's cliche, but they've been through a lot. The way that they've come out of it with still having an incredible relationship between the two of them and having a wonderful, very close family, it's great to see. And I have never gotten advice from them that was wrong. They know what they're doing. Biggest inspiration in life, my parents. I love them. They're awesome. They're dope. Why are your parents so cool? Ask them that question. I don't know. Which teacher influenced you the most growing up? In high school, my choir teacher, Mr. Newman, was incredibly helpful in more ways than he realized. He helped me become the actress and singer that I am now. He showed me my worth as a human being. Again, without realizing that he did that. He was just an incredible mentor all around. And he showed me a lot of things that I don't think I would be where I am today without knowing that. So, Mr. Newman, you're a G. We love you, J-Dog. What part of the theater industry do you like the most and which do you like the least? The part of the theater industry I like the most is getting a new family every time you get cast in a new show. Every time you get cast in a part, you automatically get an entire new group of friends. Some of those you might not stay in contact with. Some of them maybe you'll stay in contact with for the rest of your life. You don't know. But every time, for a few months, you have a family that backs you up no matter what for those next few months. The part I like the least, I despise nothing more than auditioning. I hate auditioning. Just because I've been doing this for 10 years doesn't mean a single audition has gotten easier. Every time I audition, no matter who it's for, no matter if I've auditioned for them again, I am nervous. Nervous every time. Without fail. It sucks. It sucks. It's the absolute worst. What body part would you sacrifice for $1 million? Pinky toe. No brainer. Style influence. Personally, for my style, as of recently, it's been Billie Eilish. I really, really like Billie Eilish. She's awesome. I love what she stands for and how she presents herself as a person and how she just doesn't care what other people think. I love that. And I have been compared to her personality-wise and looks-wise a few times before I really got into her. And eventually I finally did, and she released that makeup tutorial or whatever, and I was like, I should really start kind of trying to look like Billie Eilish. And then I started shopping like Billie Eilish, and now I've never felt more comfortable in the clothes that I wear. So yeah. Mother's maiden name, social security number. No. If your life were a musical, what would be the opening number? Dang. I have an answer. I know this technically already is an opening number, but the opening number to the musical of my life would be Another Day of Sun from La La Land, except a little different. Everybody in that song is talking about how happy they are and dancing and super, super blah, 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 blah. But there's always a little something underneath. And you can kind of tell, something's off. It's a little weird. That's me. In a nutshell. Not saying I'm like insane or anything, but I present one way to people and then they get to know me more and they realize I'm just a weirdo. Go-to drink order. Okay. If I was getting a drink from Starbucks, I would probably get an iced chai latte without milk. I love chai lattes. Gorgeous. If I'm going to Dutch, I will get a Golden Eagle because it's a sweet coffee and it gives me energy and it tastes really good. And then if you're just grabbing me a soda, you can never go wrong with a Diet Coke or a Dr. Pepper. Ever. Favorite animal? Overall, I love pit bulls and bulldogs. I think they're so cute. They look so scary at 1 second, and then you start talking to them, and they are the cutest dog ever. Did you listen to the new Sabrina Carpenter album? If so, what's your favorite song? Yes, I did. My goodness, the album is incredible. Literally not a song on there that isn't a banger. Why do Oreos taste good? That little cream filling that they put in that tiny little cookie is magic. And then you add a little chocolate on top. Man, I'm gone. Why are you so freaking awesome? Oh, stop. Stop, you're too nice. I'm not. I can be awesome. I don't know how that happens or why you think that. I would love to know why you think that, so that I can think that about myself. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? A lot of things. One of the reasons my two best friends moved to Florida, across the country. So the people I would hang out with all the time down here and like get all my stupid energy out with, no longer here. So I decided, hey, why not? That's one of the reasons. Another reason, I have decided to pursue acting on film. So I wanted to get comfortable talking to a camera. I also am an iPad kid. So all I watch is YouTube. And I was like, you know what? That seems fun. Why don't I try it? Here we are. How can I be as awesome as you? Guys, stop! Stop! Stop, you're too nice. I don't know, man. How are you such an amazing singer? First of all, thank you for the compliment. I very much appreciate that. Everybody has room to grow. I'm not the most amazing singer. I can sing, but I'm not the most amazing singer on the planet. The main thing with furthering your voice is putting the effort into it. It's getting a voice coach, having someone who can help you get there, getting feedback. Feedback is a huge, huge thing when it comes to acting and singing. Don't take feedback personally. Don't ever take feedback personally. When it comes to being like, oh, can you sing this a little bit differently? Can you not do that riff there and maybe put it over here? Take those and hone them. Take it in. Every piece of advice and every critique that you get is not a personal attack on your character, but something to help you get better. And taking those into account and listening to the people that care about you and want you to advance and do further and taking their advice, I promise you, you will get so much better so much quicker. It's insane what happens when you take away the feeling of critiques becoming personal, because you advance so much quicker when that happens. How many pets? I have one dog. You've met him. His name is Buck. Buckaroo. He is half Australian Shepherd, half English Bulldog. We actually don't really know how old he is. He was a stray up by our cabin. My dad was on an ATV ride, and this dog approached him out of nowhere, and he was like, what are you doing? And the dog was super happy to see him, and he was really wary with him at first, and he was like, let's go find you get you some food or water and figure out where you're supposed to be. Kind of fell in love with him, and here we are. How much have you ever big backed? When I big back over periods of time. I have eaten an entire pizza. But that was over multiple meals. You have to spread it out over time. Then it's not as much big back as it is paced back, if that makes sense. Am I your best friend? Yes, you are, Belle. Yes, you are. How did you become such a great singer? Any tips? Thank you. I appreciate a compliment. Like I said, singing is about putting in the effort. It's also a major thing when it comes to singing is taking care of your voice. Taking care of your vocal cords and the way that you sing. There is a way to belt that is wrong. There is a way to belt that is wrong and a way to belt that is right. So one way is going to hurt when you belt, and it's going to feel like you're straining. The other way, it is more of a push than a strain. The main thing, just take care of your voice. If Ridge is your son, then am I your daughter, Belle? Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. How are you doing today? I'm doing absolutely lovely. Thank you for asking. What's your favorite kitchen utensil? You know what? I love a fork. I'm gonna be real classic. I love a fork. Because forks, I feel like, can do a lot more than spoons and knives can. They're just more versatile. One is one of the most important ways to advance your voice. Take care of it. Like I said, if you're not taking care of your voice, then your voice isn't going to get any better. It's just going to keep struggling and struggling just to keep up with the way that you're singing. And then you can't advance that way. Well, that has been the Q&A. Thank you so much for joining me. Apologies for the mic interference. I think it's funny. I'm gonna go make dinner now. You have a good day. You have a good day, my friend. You have a good day. Come on down to the catfish cabin.
That you
So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend, as if the suffering wasn't enough.